Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is September 6th, 2023, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, oil pushing even higher. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So we start the day at 4 p.m. South African time. Out of Canada, we have a Bank of Canada rate statement, and also simultaneously coming out of the United States, ISM Services PMI numbers coming out. Now looking at the various markets going into these numbers today, starting out with the Forex symbols, most of the major pairs are really unchanged. As we look at the indices, the Dow Jones actually trickling lower while the NASDAQ remains unchanged. Looking at commodity, gold slides what oil, as spoken about before, pushes even higher. Now looking at stocks, it's kind of a mixed bag. Tesla actually making a comeback while bank stocks actually slide. Now lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin unchanged and remains that way. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. Here we go. Starting out with the Euro USD, we are consolidating at this bottom of this move. Not a big deal and not moving big here, so just take that into consideration. However, jumping into the Japanese yen hitting new lows for the year versus the dollar, hitting 147.78-ish level. It's retracing here to about the 26-ish level, which is about a 50 pip retracement. However, just realize that if we look at a weekly chart, we're as close to our all-time lows versus the dollar for the Japanese yen as we've ever been. So we're inching closer to that with 150, 151-ish level. So just keep that in mind. Now jumping into commodities. First looking at gold. Just trickling down. Not doing much here, but just trickling further down here as it's making a correction. Looking at crude oil, does the flip. Now this is what I mentioned last week as we got into the hurricane disrupting services, transportation of crude oil to the refineries and from the refineries. And voila, you get an opportunity every time around September, October-ish time where we hit the hurricane season in the Gulf of Mexico and Florida-ish area. Now jumping into the U.S. markets, starting out with the Dow Jones, trickling lower here. Okay, not a big deal, about 200 points, 300 points, but as you connect the dots together, you get a bunch of days that is a full-blown sell-off. Okay, looking at the tech, nothing. Didn't sell off at all and remain strong. And that reflects some of the tech stocks, okay? Specifically, Tesla did come back to life yesterday. If we look at that first, you could see that. I mean, did an about face from 244 back to that 256-ish level. So that was an amazing move for Tesla with an intraday move. However, looking at the bank stocks, okay, if we look at JP Morgan, did retrace further down to 145 and hitting key levels. So this is really important going into today's session as well, as this is making corrections. Now looking at the other stocks, not doing much. Microsoft really just inching up higher. Apple also inched out higher, some strength there. So I expect the NASDAQ to go back up. It's going to play catch up with the stocks, and maybe the US markets, the Dow Jones will make an about face together. Now Intel did rally back to its highest level, 3669-ish level. This is really very important as the tech stocks are still showing some strength. Now back to Bitcoin, not doing nada, not doing anything, really just flatlined here and has consolidated. So really, until there's a major move, I'm almost tempted to take this off my watcher just because it really doesn't have any character, just because it's going to spike and then make a correction afterwards. It's become a very untradable and unvolume kind of asset that you kind of just say to yourself, let it be for now. And when it starts getting that volume back up and some of that momentum, it's time to get back into it. But for now, it's not. Okay, so just focus on things that are trading, like some of the U.S. components, the U.S. stocks, and some of the commodities that are trading right now. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.